My discourse is incomplete without my reciting a poem, and I pick my poems randomly. I don't choose the book first. It depends whatever page I open, and then it's the poem of that day. Uh, Today's poem is You Don't Know. It's the title of the poem. This is from The Lastings, the Nome. Uh, I like this book because when I was writing my poems uh, in those days, I would read some very good books. And when you are reading uh, good books or great books, so it has an impact on your writing as well, and maybe on your speech, maybe on your thoughts, or whatever. Uh, how do you know is the title of the poem. Uh, how do you know, my love, that from the ashen face of morning, before the tender fingers of the early golden rays, before the tender fingers of the early golden rays, my muffled mind was on the night's ravaged dream. All the lights were gone, and there was no sign of a rainbow. How do you know, my love? Repetition. That from the wheel of day and night, I escaped into twilight, the warmth of the early hospitality, in front of little caged rooms. I wanted to crawl, obeying a sacrifice that they may get up happy. They, my neighbors. And how do you know, my love, that the tiny darts? And how do you know, my love, that the tired tiny darts humans were collecting garbage consumption, and a woman, in an obvious attempt to retain her air of dignity, and a woman, uh, in an obvious attempt to retain her air of dignity. And some children, some others with white caps. How do you know that the call of the prayer in my ears, that from my open window, although I hear birds sing, stones sharp and struggling grass, live ink, hyphen, live ink. How do you know, my love, that the close-lipped books of ancients, the close-lipped books of ancients, await a spill of my blood, a reflection of my vision, that a day I was chased by terrible loneliness, that a day I was chased by terrible loneliness, running, gasping, I entered the coffee shop. Ah, and I dined with her. I befriended her. I am talking of loneliness. I took her by the arm. We walked under the trees. I was gazing at your milk white face. I was gazing at your milk white face and your cold black eyes. By that time, you had gone. That a day when I chased the terrible loneliness. That a day I was chased by terrible loneliness, running, gasping with her. I befriended her. I took her by the arm. I walked under the trees. I was gazing at your milk white face and your cold black eyes. By that time, you had gone. The poem has quite an impression. It leaves an imprint on your heart, on your mind. It's about visions, it's about certain happenings, it's about books, it's about an air of dignity by a woman. It talks of white capped children. It talks of uh, spilling of blood on closed lip books of ancients. It talks of ashen morning. It talks of rays of sun in early morning. It talks of milk white face and cold dark eyes. It talks of so many